Guys, check out the class of 1965, actually titled as a 66, but built in 65. This bike's 60 years old. It's original, unmolested, pristine, museum quality condition, and it's just been serviced by the staff here at the New England Motorcycle Museum and totally recommissioned. Let me fire it up and give you a quick riding demo, because that's where the real magic is. I'll show you why they called it the Black Bomber. With a 9,500 RPM, double overhead cam, 44 horsepower, vertical twin four-stroke, this thing really was the mark of an evolution with Honda, and really the most significant bike in the history of Honda, besides the up until '69 when they came out with the CB450 Sandcast, which started a whole new era. But this ushered in the era of Honda performance motorcycles, dominating the Japanese, British, and Italian counterparts. Let me give you a quick riding demo, then I'll go over everything I know about this bike with you. Guys, this bike looks, sounds, and feels like a brand new motorcycle. Testimony to the Honda quality. Absolutely gorgeous classic design, like a Porsche 911 that really never went out of style. One of the reasons this is one of the most highly coveted classic Hondas on the market today. The Black Bomber has been setting records at auctions. Most recently, there was several examples. There was one that sold at the Mecum auction for $29,700, one for $27,200, and one for $17,600. Those are all KOs, first year KO bombers. The 66 and 67 versions, there were several that were sold for $27,500. It's all at Mecum.com. Just look under completed listings. Also, you'll see some more significant sale on Bring a Trailer and some other online auction houses. This one here is, like I said, this is an original, unrestored. This is all the cycle parts on this bike are just the way it came out of the factory, and it's in beautiful condition. The work order total that we have on the bike was 42.5 hours, and that was for the mechanical and cosmetic detailing we did on the bike. I'll go over exactly what was done on the bike to get it in tip-top shape. We drained the fuel and oil and took the carbs off, cleaned them on the bench inside and out, reinstalled the carbs, filled the tank with fresh VP 94 ethanol-free fuel, and adjusted the fuel screws and the idle. Also had to replace the left side carb float. So the original carbs were rebuilt, cleaned and tuned. The air boxes were cleaned. The whole fuel system, the fuel tank was cleaned out. The fuel petcock was replaced. And as you can see, it has new fuel lines, also new spark plugs, a brand new battery, and a new fuel cap gasket. The speedometer cable was replaced. The forks were rebuilt with new seals and 10-weight oil. They were leaking, so the forks were completely rebuilt. The mirrors were not on the bike when we got it, so we installed new mirrors. And we also replaced the taillight bulb, and that's the sum total of the mechanical work that needed to be done. The rear tire has 95% tread on it, is in excellent condition, and the front tire has 95 to 100% tread. It's pristine. The chrome on the bike is the original chrome. It hasn't been re-chromed. The chrome shows well on the front and rear wheels. There may be a little bit of patina, as you'd expect from a 60-year-old factory original chroming, but you can see the hubs look beautiful, front and rear. and the bike was given a major detail. So the parts, really not much for parts, mostly just service parts. So spectacular original example. The detail shop went through and repainted the kickstand and the center stand and the swing arm. They polished all the case covers. They repainted the chain cover, polished the hub on the front wheel, polished the hub on the back wheel, buffed, polished, and waxed the fuel tank and all the painted surfaces, polished the spokes on the front and back wheel. The front fork lowers were painted when the bike was, and the forks were rebuilt also, so they were cosmetically, mechanically restored. The side covers were buffed, cleaned, and polished. The rear brake pedal was polished. The original paint on the frame was polished and waxed. The tires are in brand new condition. Those were just cleaned. And the hubs, when the wheels were off, were vapor blasted. So if you look closely at the hubs, we have a vapor blasting tank here. So front and rear wheel hubs were vapor blasted and of course polished, the sides of the hubs. The mufflers were polished left and right side. That's about it. It's 32 hours. Oh, they painted the electric starter, painted the foot peg mounts. As you can see, all the chrome was polished. Every bit of chrome on the bike was polished. All aluminum was polished. The underside of the bike, if you look at the bottom of the engine, it should look as clean as the top of the engine. It was given what we call a rotisserie detail. So a total of 42.5 hours shop labor and $373 in parts. The service and preservation invoice came out to $6,748 plus tax, just under $7,000. So pretty big investment in time at our shop here to get it absolutely perfect. Bike looked great when we got it, but we wanted to take it to the next level, and she sure does look beautiful. The engine cases are in pristine showroom new condition. There's no evidence of oil leaking anywhere on the base gasket, head gasket, the valve covers, everything is nice, tight, clean. The exhaust pipe looks to be in pristine condition. Just really, really rare to find a 60-year-old Honda, especially a black bomber. We've never had a black bomber come in this nice, not even close. Look at this. This tag says Baldwin, Missouri, 1966 on the carburetor. Can you zoom in on that? I've never seen one of those tags before either. You can see it has the proper air cleaner decals on the side. All the fit and finish of all the upholstery and everything on the bike is beautiful. As you can see, the seat cover is brand new, as is the seat foam. Bike shows absolutely beautifully. You can see that we installed the battery tender lead, so if you're not going to drive the bike every day, you keep it plugged in so the battery will stay nice and fresh. The original the original toolbox is in pristine condition. If you look inside, you can see these usually fall apart and fall off. Just a hallmark of a beautifully well-preserved motorcycle. The battery drain tube and the carburetor lines are all new, so needs nothing except for a new home. It's going to be on display here in the New England Motorcycle Museum, where it's been for a while. It's going up for sale. If you have any questions, give us a call, 860-454-7024. It'll have a reasonable reserve on the auction based on the comparable sales and the investment that we've made on the motorcycle here with parts and labor. As one of the significant models in Honda's history, they made these from 66 to I think the late 60s, and we know the first model years of any bike are always the most collectible. Absolutely a spectacular example of an original, unfettered Honda CB450 Black Bomber. The only issue we found is the top digit on the speedometer. That one is loose and just bounces around. So we think it has 7,703 miles on it on the original bike, based on the condition of all the original components and the fact the engine is perfect and the clutch, transmission, it works perfectly like it's brand new. But that number was at 2 and it's now at 3. It just bounces around. So we didn't want to mess with the tachometer and speedometer. Once you pull these things apart, you have to be a specialist at working on speedometers, and we don't do that here. So most bikes, when they restore them, they put it back to 0. This one's showing 7,703. The odometer does work. I was watching the digits move. The bottom four was at 7,701 when I went out. Now it's 7,703. So, yeah, just an absolutely spectacular piece with all the original components, chrome and everything intact on it. Oh, there is also, I wanted to point this out. I only start looking for defects on the bikes. There's two little dings that I didn't even notice were on the bike until we owned it for a month. The lighting, when the lighting's just right on it, you can see there's a little ding here and one here. We used to have a dent magician that could fix those, but Junior said he's out in the desert doing mushrooms, so I don't know really what happened to him. I think he had a relapse or something, but he was spectacular. And I don't have another guy that on staff that can do it. So not a big deal. I wanted to point that out. The chrome on the toaster tank, chrome's on the side of the chrome, and the badges looks to be in excellent condition, as is the knee pads. I believe these are the original grips on the bike. They do look indicative of a bike that had 7,000 miles on it. The chrome on the bars is beautiful. All the nuts and finishing, chrome and zinc finishing on the bolts is good. There's no evidence of it ever being crashed. The headlight bucket's perfectly straight. The front fender, mechanically and cosmetically, this is every bit as nice as the $27,500. The four of them that sold for $27,500 at the Mecum auction over the last few years, and as nice as the $22,000 and the $17,000 one. The difference is this one's original. Those were restored, and most collectors prefer an original over a restored example. So you be the judge. We're going to auction this bike on eBay. So if you have any questions about it, give Junior a call, 860-471-0192. The pegs are nice and straight, no evidence of the pegs ever being damaged. The Kickstarter, the original rubber on the Kickstarter is intact and good. The original passenger pegs. You just don't find 60-year-old Hondas. It's hard to find a 10-year-old Honda this nice, let alone a 60-year-old one. They're pretty much unobtainium. Anyways, I think I pretty much covered everything. The pictures, the video, the way it sounds, the way it runs should pretty much tell the story. This one's a diamond. Buy it with insurance. It's Kaplan America approved. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.